Okay, so hi guys. So today we're back, and this is the program that we wrote last time. So it basically, uh, just adds two, it sets the age equal to 5, and then it changes it to 7, and then we print it out both times. So, but today, as you might have read from the title, we're going to be looking at how to get some user input and do some stuff with that input. So, if you haven't watched the previous video already, please do that because we're going to be using some concepts. We're going to be borrowing some concepts from that video. And the first of them is variables. So, variables are pretty important things. They are basically packets of data that have a value and a name. So the name equals value, and they're stored in the memory. Okay, so first let's create a variable. Okay, so this variable can be anything. It can be an integer or a double, which is a decimal, or it can be a string. We haven't learned about strings yet, but strings are basically a string of characters. So yeah, so we're gonna first print out what we want the user to enter, and we're not gonna do an endl. So let's start by doing using namespace std. std is the standard namespace. That's where you'll find all the stuff like printing out stuff and taking input. This std comes from IOStream, which is we included the IOStream right here. So let's start using the std namespace. First of all, we'll do cout, and then we do this operator, the arrow, the less than, and then cout means we're telling C to print something out. So that's where we got the name cout, and it's not coot or count, it's cout. Okay, so we're gonna tell the user to enter their age, and we'll put that there so they know what to enter, and then just a colon. We don't want to do the endl because the endl makes a new line. Okay, so you'll see what I mean. If we do endl, then there's going to be a new line, and the user is going to enter on that new line, which is not what we want. Then we're going to initialize our variable over here. So we can do int age, and then not don't initialize it, just declare it. And then we can do cn, and we can instead of using this less than operator, we're going to use the greater than operator, which means we're looking at the input and we're putting it into the age variable. So yeah, that's basically how it works. And then you can do stuff with the age operator. You can, let's say, we'll tell the user what age they will be in 5 years. Okay, so we have to use the plus sign for that. So let's get started with that. Okay, so we can do cout, and then in 5 years, you will be, no colon, just a space, and then this operator again. So what we're doing is adding age plus 5, and then we can put this on again, and then we can do yo. short for years old. And then we have to put a final and L, and then we can do the colon. And that's good. So yeah, so now let's test out our program. We, as you might have remembered from the last video, we can test our program or run our program by doing Control F5 if you're using Visual Studio. We'll look at different alternatives for an IDE for C++ later, but you just do Control F5 and it'll process it, and then the output should come. Okay, there we go. Enter our age. Our age is, let's say, 13. In 5 years, I will be 18. So yeah, so that's how we're gonna do it. So this is a pretty fun program. So let's create another one with using this input. So now we know how to create input. So here's an exercise. So how about we ask the user for their age and we tell them when they were born. This should be a pretty easy program. So let's get started. So first of all, we'll have to get a input about is your birthday past? So we can do cout. Let's not do that. Let's just, okay, so cout, enter your age, and then that's where they're gonna enter it, and we can just do that, and then we're gonna, we have to include, we have to use the namespace std, using namespace std. Okay, so now that error will go away, and now we can go down here and declare the variable. So this is going to be an integer, and it's going to be called age. So then we can put cn, and then put it in here, age. There we go. So now we're going to have to, let's just make another variable called year born. So we're using snake case, so that means putting underscore after every word, because C++ does not allow spaces in variable names. And so yeah, so we can do year born equals 2020 minus age. So now after we do that, we can just do cout you were born, and then we can do that sign, so we're putting more stuff in. Or we can do year born, and then we can do std, no, not std, we can just do endl. So that should be it. Now we can do Control F5 to run it, and this should take less time now. Okay, there we go. So we enter our age, let's say 10 now, and then we press enter to give it the actual age, and we can do your, and it says you were born in 2010. So yeah, it seems correct to me. And it says press any key to close this window. So yeah, that's how we do the input. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you learned something, and if you did, or if you just enjoyed yourself watching this video, please comment and like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, that's it, guys. Bye.